This is Transformation and Regeneration by Jason F. McLennan. Humanity's grand design assignment. Five big things to save life as we know it. Number 3, save everything left. We know that a diversity of life makes us well from a holistic perspective. In terms of our survival, diversity makes us resilient, yet we are currently living through the 6th mass extinction event. Since 1900, over 80% of land-dwelling species range has been erased by human development, causing biodiversity to plummet. While many of the species thus affected are not yet to be listed as endangered, research elucidates a loss of an astonishing 50% of all animals in the time frame investigated. But the destruction rages on, with the estimated loss of 18.7 million acres of forest annually. 17% of the Amazon, often referred to as the lungs of the world, has been razed in the last 50 years. It is incumbent upon us to stop this erasure of the world's wild places and wildlife immediately and save all that remains of intact functioning ecosystems. And while many believe that the value of wildlife and places is inherent, this isn't just a feel-good initiative being called for. It is absolutely imperative to our survival as a species, whose well-being is inextricably woven with that of the life upon which we share this planet. The serious warning needs to be heeded because civilization depends utterly on the plants, animals, and microorganisms of Earth that supply it with essential ecosystem services ranging from crop pollination and protection to supplying food from the sea and maintaining a livable climate. E.O. Wilson's Half-Earth Project, an initiative born of his 2017 book by the same title, calls for us to set aside half of the Earth to protect biodiversity, based on the theory of island biogeography. The Half-Earth Project implores us to maintain sufficient habitat for the Earth's remaining biodiversity by comprehensively mapping the geospatial location and distribution of the species of our planet at high enough resolution to drive decision-making about where we have the best opportunity to protect the most species, and then setting that aside in perpetuity. The research team predicts we can save 85% of the Earth's remaining biodiversity. This work highlights the importance of selectively securing habitat that will support the highest diversity of life possible and providing continuity of habitat by linking such places together. According to Conservation International, the vast majority of the Earth's remaining biodiversity lives on just 2.4% of the Earth's land, distributed across 36 regions referred to as biological or biodiversity hotspots. This 2.4% is critical and must be saved in its entirety to support ongoing life on Earth. Additionally, key aquatic ecosystems, mangroves, estuaries, wetlands, reefs, key feeding and breeding waters must also be saved to protect the significant diversity and quantity of life they support. Likewise, the Arctic and Antarctic regions of the world must gain increased protections as warmer temperatures and increasing liquid seas leave them more vulnerable to extractive and exploitative industry. The European Union has set an ambitious plan to preserve 30% of land and 30% of seas within its boundaries for the health of its biodiversity. Making nature healthy again is key to our physical and mental well-being and is an ally in the fight against climate change and disease outbreaks. It is at the heart of our growth strategy, the European Green Deal, and is part of European recovery that gives more back to the planet than it takes away, says European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen. The adoption of such measures across the world will begin to write a different story for our and all of life's future on this planet. This is work that can and must be done via any and all means available. Land trusts are a start, but we need political will and a clout behind our efforts, such as that seen in the European Union, if we are to effectively make change at scale. Laws that govern development must reflect a mitigation hierarchy whereby development's negative environmental impacts are chiefly avoided, minimized when unavoidable, reversed by mitigation, and finally offset when comprehensive mitigation isn't possible. In a net positive biodiversity approach, offsets could even be designed to result in biodiversity gains. Educational and political campaigning will be necessary to enact such environmental mitigation hierarchies and offset requirements, with the regenerative implications to the ecosystems in direct relationship with communities negatively impacted by the development communicated clearly.